Hey, so here we are to answer the main question in this holiday season, which is all around the world. Yes, so you already have read the title and saw the thumbnail. We are going to talk about this year's top next generation consoles. Yeah, that's how we say it. The next generation console releases are just days away. The whole world is excited, but there is a question. Which console is the best for you? Which one should you buy this holiday season? Well, that is a very tricky question with a lot of layers to dissect. The answer is it depends. Do you own a 4K TV or an 8K TV? Which games are you in? Have you ever played any game on any console? Which console did you have before this? And many other such questions which we will be covering in the minutes to come. So, first of all, starting with the design, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, this year's top tier consoles, the most expensive consoles of this year, couldn't be more black and white. Well, literally. The Xbox Series X has this very elegant and classy look in a matte black color. It is bigger and fatter than last year's Xbox One X. But that's because of the massive cooling system that this console needs to run such graphically high-powered games. The PS5 on the other hand is entirely different. First of all, it comes with this really lovely matte white color with the glossy black accents and a blue LED strip which would change its color based on the different states that your PlayStation is kept in, such as rest mode, sleep mode, powered on, full gaming mode, etc. So now you understand why I said black and white? Yeah, you do. Then, size-wise, the PS5 is gigantic. It is much taller than the Xbox Series X and also taller than any console that we have ever seen. Yeah, we have never seen such a tall console. Then comes the performance sector. Both the Xbox and the PlayStation are stunning improvements on their previous generation consoles. Games load in a snap. Yeah. The graphics are amazing. Resolutions and frame rates are out of the world. The worlds look more expansive and detailed than ever in the games. And well, now I wouldn't bore you with all the technical features, how many this, that, because some of those even flew over my head, and definitely they will fly over yours. But there are some 2-3 main things that you need to know. Well, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are both capable of gaming at 4K, both up to 120 frames per second, which is the first time that we have ever seen it. We'll be ever seeing a game be played on 120 FPS, which is quite a good thing. And both of them can even play 8K, but the frame rates have not been decided because the launch date is still further away. But the specs really don't mean anything if there aren't games on the consoles. So what games are we getting for each of these consoles? Well, this is where the biggest differences between these two consoles really show up. On the PS5 you will have exclusive games, so just like the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, like right now, all new games made by Sony Studios will only work on the PS5. This means the next Spider-Man, the next Horizon, the next God of War, and so games. So if you didn't know many of these game names, these were the 3 or 4 the top games which were played on the PS5. That means that the next Spider-Man, the next Horizon, the next God of War will not be on the Xbox X. Yeah, I think I just said that. So, but the good news is that these games will look absolutely incredible and truly next generation. But yeah, there had to be a but if I'm saying a good news. The bad news in this is that if you want to enjoy these next generation games, you need to buy the new PS5 because there is no backward compatibility. Whereas when it comes to the Xbox Series X, things are entirely different. Microsoft says that the first 2 years there'll be no exclusive games on the Xbox Series X. No, don't get me wrong. This means that the new games that the Microsoft team launches or the Microsoft Studio launches will not only work on the Xbox Series X but also will get updated on the old generation of consoles. So you'll be able to enjoy these new games and new next generation games on the old consoles. Get it? Yeah, I also found it a bit confusing. So now, what about the special features? Is there anything unique in terms of each console that might make you pick one over the other? Well, firstly, the controllers are a pretty big difference here. The Xbox Series controller is almost identical to the last year's Xbox One X controller, which is not necessarily a bad thing because people have had their hands on it, they know how it feels and they're comfortable with it. And I think that is one of the best controllers in the market, the Xbox Series X1. This has to be improved by time by adding a dynamic latency input. Okay, now this is all the technical details, but yeah, it is supposed to significantly reduce the input lag. This, I think you understand what lag is, and this new next generation consoles will reduce the input lag. Well, the PS5's controller is a complete redesign. Not only that, but it also implements a touch bar and a haptic support, similar to what we have on the modern smartphone. Yeah, everybody has a smartphone and you know how those ultra flagship premium level smartphones have those haptic feedback, and they are amazing. This will just give you the ability to feel different surfaces in game in a more inquisitive manner. Well, the Xbox Series X though has a massive advantage in terms of backwards compatibility. It allows you to play Xbox One, Xbox 360 and even the original Xbox games, while the PS5 will only allow you to play PS4 games with the DualShock 4 controller. Also, the Xbox does not feature the Xbox Game Pass, which lets you play a selection of games via monthly subscription, which is a pretty amazing feature if you just want to try some game out and then decide you want to buy this game for a long term. But Sony does have a PlayStation now, which is also a big PlayStation Pass, which is also a monthly subscription, but this one streams games rather than downloading them, so the quality is affected here. You won't get to that 120 frames per second which I just told you, but some very few games can be downloaded. However, one big advantage to the PS5 could be the new 3D audio engine system. This is a hardware-based engine which will immerse you significantly more into the game by giving you a 7.1 all-surround sound in the PS5 games that you play. While there is a lot yet to be decided, there are these were some important things. The Xbox Series X and PS5 are on a pretty level playing field. Yeah, you get it. They both are on the same competition. But the specs for the PS5 don't quite hold up to the Xbox Series X. And until Sony can show the real world results that its hardware is up to a challenge, the console war between Sony and Microsoft is set to reach new heights in 2020 with the launch of high-powered hardware wherein both consoles can launch with an epic lineup of hundreds of 4K games. Well, which machine is better? That really depends on whether you have built up a PlayStation or an Xbox library. So far, it seems that the Sony PS5 could offer a more immersive range of features and accessories, but the Xbox X stands up more on the spec sheet. So yeah, we have to do the real world testing and then only we can decide that which gives you the better gaming experience, because everything is not up to hardware pieces. Either way, the next couple of weeks are gonna be interesting, as all this hype over the next gen console reaches the fever pitch, the next level. So, are you ready for it? And I hope that this video helped you clear your mind a bit about which side are you on, the Sony or the Xbox, because there'll be one more video coming after we study about all the games and all the experience that you get with the Xbox and the PS5. Then there will be a detailed review of all the gaming, the UI, the software, etc., and the playing, the haptic feedback on the DualSense controller of the PS5, the cooling machine, etc., etc. So there'll be many things coming up. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel would be great. Thank you for watching. Enjoy. Stay safe.